right. Go ahead and murderize us, Keeper.
What do you mean? I'm innocent.
It's all for science.
At least Lenora, you can murderize her. It's all good.
All right, so let's carry on with our story. Our investigators have gone back upstairs with all the relevant equipment, taken ladders, you've taken the robes, you've taken the pieces of paper, the powder, and the silvery powder. By this time, it's starting to become dusk.
Do you still need to find the bathroom, Wilfred, before it gets dark?
I mean, yes, that would be amenable. I'm sorry, I'm getting old.
That's quite right. I'll bring the lantern so we got a bit more light to see by. We'll see if we can find it.
All right.
If you will excuse us, turns to the rest of everyone, just excuses himself and Wilfred.
If you guys see more firewood outside, can you bring it in too? Because I have a feeling we're going to need as much as possible.
I believe the wood in the basement would be ample.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I will see what we can find on the outside as well.
So which door do you guys go through?
I would assume the outhouse would probably be to the rear of the property, so it'd be probably the back door would be the better option.
Okay.
And Elsie will start a fire just because it's getting dark.
That's a good start. You can also...
Elsie.
Yep. You can also light the little stovey thing over here as well.
Oh, yes.
For if you want to heat some water or anything of that nature.
I need a stiff cup of tea.
Okay, well, you can make you a cup of tea. You would have found some downstairs through your rummaging through or whatever you brought with you in your pack. You guys are thinking about how you're going to draw this pentagram on the floor.
Before Elsie starts the fire, I get out a big lump of coal or charcoal.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Perfect. So while you guys are doing that, this is great because we get to show this off. So, Blake, you stand guard for Wilfred.
Yes, I'll just stand. I'll just stand outside waiting for him with a lit lantern. And it's stupid, creepy dark. I know.
Now it's dark. Ooh.
It's not fully dark, but for the effect, before the boys go inside, this is what would happen anyway. So it is getting relatively dark, obviously, as the sun's going down over, everything's starting to become dark. Again, the eeriness of the farmhouse with, none of the usual sounds that you would expect to hear on the farmyard. As it's getting darker and darker, Blake, and even Wilfred, while you're doing your business, you're just really starting to feel something's just not quite right. Okay.
That's never a good thing.
Well, that wasn't as successful as I want. You ever feel like you're being watched when you try and do your business and it doesn't?
I wasn't trying to watch. I mean, I was keeping watch, but I mean, there are gaping holes in the side of the privy. It's been here for a long time.
Holes have their place in all kinds of magics. We should probably head back to the house.
We should, but
I hope they didn't go in the attic. They wouldn't be that.
I certainly hope not, Wilfred. But something really strange going on. Can you hear that? Did you hear Well, what I mean is, say, do you not hear that? Like, there's no crickets, no owls.
I thought I heard a snort a minute ago, but no.
No. Well, I mean, there may have been another raccoon somewhere, perhaps, but I don't think so. But it's just nothing.
Yes, it is deeply unsettling.
As you were talking and it's starting to get darker, you can sort of start seeing an eerie reddish glow coming from the house as the warding sigils just emit a slight luminescence to them.
Well, I can certainly see why Mr. Jake was probably attracted to that, to the house. I mean, that as eerie as that seems, it is also kind of inviting, warm feeling.
And he did say his name was Red Jake. Yes.
Indeed he did.
It's unsettling and also quite interesting at the same time. Maybe we should head back quickly.
I think we should. We should not tarry here any longer.
So as you say that, you get to the door, the back door.
Yeah, we'd head back round the back.
The moment you get to the back door, Wilfred and Blake roll a listen roll.
I'm not very good at that. Apparently, my listening skills are not the best.
Ooh.
Nope.
Ooh.
Oh, so close. Ooh, push.
I could probably use luck actually, couldn't I? What is it? Listen, 20. It's only 4, so yeah.
Yeah, so you got two options. You can re-roll.
I'll use luck.
wish.
It's only 4.
Okay. Now, or you can spend the luck. So
Yeah, I've got luck points to spend. So
yep. Okay. So Blake spending his 4. You hear. You didn't quite catch it at first, Blake, but you hear a rattle coming from the attic. And then you all hear a shriek.
Christ almighty. What the hell was that, Wilfred?
The moment you walk in the back door, you see an inky tendril lash out.
Oh! I'm only
But
6'3", but I'm a coward. No.
It cannot go through the door because of the warding. And then
What the?
And
Did you see
then-
that, Wilfred?
then you just hear kind of like something going in a different direction. Still in the background, a few moments later, you hear another shriek. This time a little bit quieter because obviously of the distance that it's covered.
I think seeing that initially, Blake would have just instinctively drawn his sword from his cane, just without even thinking, and held it out in front of him at the doorway initially.
Come inside, friendos, because you don't want to be out there.
No, definitely back inside. Once inside, yeah, it'd be sort of pushing through, looking around. Like, I'd say Blake would definitely be kind of rattled at this point. He's looking around to see where this thing might have gone.
Yep.
And as soon as he sees someone else, it's like, did y'all see that? Did you hear it?
Heard something, didn't see anything.
No?
My
The
God.
shadow that Jake... Oh, I hope that man got out.
I hope you're right, Wilfred.
You mean from the privy?
No, Elsie. and he slowly puts his sword, the cane back together, and sort of walks into the main area where most people are. I would assume would be in the lounge room here.
I was making tea with Nora, but I'll probably go
Alright.
back to the fire.
And would just explain what he saw. The shadow in the shape like an octopus, but way larger. Like, it's hard to explain. It was shadowy. You saw it, right, Wilford?
Only just out of the corner of my eye, it matched the description that the vagrant gave.
Tried to come through the door, but it couldn't. So I guess the wardings are holding, at least.
Did you guys sniff that white powder, didn't you?
I told you not to do that.
Yeah,
Why does no one listen to me?
I saw all kinds of stuff too, so.
Who has the white powder, by the way?
Yeah, that's all together. I'm sure Donald has all that.
You have the cigar box, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they did. I've got it here.
I'm pretty sure that powder ain't white.
I mean, I can
it's very silver.
Considered it, honestly, but I haven't this time.
Maybe.
And again, Blake will be up at his shirt. Just you can see he's grabbing something under his shirt. Every time he gets nervous, he's always grabbing at his collar.
Pour each of them a cup of tea.
Drink the alcohol that was found in the basement?
No, Lenora. I mean, we know what we're here to investigate, right? So we know something's here. So it's not, however you may or may not believe, there is something here. You did hear it, all of you.
I just thought it was the whistle of the pot. Sorry.
I give Blake a cup of tea, and I give Wilfred a cup of tea, and I kind of like pat him on the shoulder. You know, I mean, Red Jake's probably gotten us all excited, and we maybe.
Could I borrow one of the lanterns or torches, please?
I hand Donald my. The spare lanterns and wicks and oil.
I'm heading back down to grab one of the bottles that we saw down there. I believe they were full.
Now it's not the time to be drinking, Donald. We've got a task to complete here.
Yes, but it also helps calm the nerves if you have a little bit.
I'm fine.
What are you looking
for
specifically?
I'm sure you'll all believe what we saw soon enough.
Just something to mix with the tea to give it a bit of oomph.
That is disgusting.
That'll be gross indeed.
Just a little tip.
I'm fine too. It's if only not believing in a thing would stop it from killing you. I believe these two young ladies will be safe, but I'm afraid it doesn't work that way.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you wholeheartedly.
I'm pretty sure you're not a young lady, though?
No.
Now, I'm pretty sure you're going to die first, Donald. Especially if you're drinking.
I didn't say I was drinking.
I didn't say I didn't believe. I just don't.
So do we have... What time is it right now? Do we know?
Blake will whip out his pocket watch and have a look.
Well, things are, as I said, it's just starting into dusk, so let's say we're looking at 7 p.m.
I do believe we should start preparing for this ritual.
So Wilfred, do you know this Latin text at all? Or are we supposed to say it in Latin, or are we supposed to translate it?
No, it's important that you say it in Latin, my dear. Even if you don't understand the words, it's more about the power of the words being let out into the world that has the effect. Pronunciation is important.
Do you want to teach us?
I have enough trouble speaking English. I don't know whether me speaking those words is going to be of any use to you all.
Well, I do believe that we do need someone to watch out for us, do we not?
Indeed. We also need someone to draw the pentagram. Who here has a bit of artistic skill? I mean, I'm good with a camera, not so good with a pencil.
I'm good at writing and dictation, but not drawing.
The only thing I'm good at, Pat's baby beside her. Yep.
I mean, I know how to shoot something.
She learned from her auntie.
So,
I mean, I can help Wilfred with the Latin incantation when he gets tired. I mean, I don't speak Latin, but I'm sure with over the next few hours, Wilfred can aid me in the pronunciations that I need.
you're a performer, Donald. Maybe you could draw, or maybe also take over.
I could probably do the chant.
So we got 3 for chanting.
We just need someone to do this pentagram.
Yeah, I'm more into sculpture, I'm afraid, rather than the drawing arts.
Blake, with your background of occult knowledge and what you have learnt from your mother,
I mean, I know how to draw a pentagram, definitely.
Yeah, so you would feel with your occult knowledge that you would be able to draw the pentagram without the need for art.
Okay.
Or drawing skills.
Well, I mean, I could definitely think I could. I mean, I could copy from a piece of paper. I mean, easily enough. So I'll draw the pentagram, and later on, if need be, I'll aid with the incantation. Miss Lenora, I mean, obviously, civil powder is your domain. You and Baby can maybe stand watch over us while we do our thing. And Miss Elsie, the fire and the brown powder. And, of course, you have a firearm as well. I mean, we'll be starting, obviously, we're going to start drawing the pentagram at the time the ritual starts.
Yep.
Make sure we've got everything in place. And I guess I'll have to be in the middle as I'm drawing.
Wilfred will move anything that's in that room and slowly move it into the next room.
Yeah.
Assuming anything's left in there.
Yeah, we'll aid. We'll all do it. We'll all
I'll
help.
assist.
Yeah, we'll all aid moving furniture and make sure the room's clear of any obstacles.
Nobody wants a chair to the face.
All right, so the bedding and stuff is already gone because that was Red Jake's. So none of that is there. So we'll just theatre of the mind that all that gear is gone. Obviously, his items on the table are all gone as well. So he's basically picked everything up and gone. So to be clear or to understand, Wilfred, are you planning to translate the Latin to make the ritual easier to be performed for those who don't speak Latin?
I was planning on helping them with their pronunciation, but if...
Okay. No, that's fine.
I could probably do my acting basically as a direct copy of what he says. So he could say the chant, I could probably act it out.
For those who are going to do basically everybody in the room, regardless whether you are going to actively do the ritual or not, Wilfred is, he spends, while you've got plenty of time and lead up, he spends like a few hours with you going over the Latin terminologies, the words, the pronunciations, etc., etc.
But what Blake would probably do, the fact he's an emphatic note taker, and the intelligence level that he has, he would break it down phonetically and write it down for everyone.
Yep, that's fine.
So
okay.
the pronunciation as Wilfred goes through it, he would write it out phonetically.
Perfect. I'm quite happy with that, and you guys don't have to have this memorized. So, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 5 times. Five times over for everybody.
We had 5 pieces of paper with it on one side, and I'm assuming the other side of the paper was blank.
Yeah.
So he would again use the same papers and just turn them over and write out the phonetic translation.
Yep, that's fine.
Back.
So that gives all the investigators the ritual, whether you choose to jump in or not at whatever moment. Donald's picked up the coal for the ritual drawing. So as your keeper, what I suggest is that you all chant roughly at the same time, because the moment the chant stops, the ritual fails. This will become a little bit apparent as the ritual goes on, but what I want, because it's going to be hard for me to figure out if someone does stop, while this is happening, if possible, can the chanters just hold up their hand? The moment that you stop chanting for whatever reason, put your hand down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It works.
So it's just a visual representation for me as things are moving on. Now, if it does become uncomfortable, then we'll just wing it as we go along. Investigators understand what's needed to do the ritual, what's required, etc., etc.
I mean, Blake probably would have chain smoked for the whole 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
I think Lenora's started smoking.
Are there any other final things that you want to do?
I make sure that I grabbed the silver powder off Donald and it's in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to go.
Blake's cane sword would be unsheathed and lying on the floor in the center of the pentagram when he starts to draw it. So it's handy to get to.
And I was just about to say that baby is out.
Okay.
Strapped onto my shoulder.
Yep.
Ready to go if needed.
Okay, so it's prepared, you would say? Your firearm would be prepared? Mm-hmm. I think, Wilfred, you're the only other one with a firearm, is that correct?
Yep.
I think Elsie's got one too, isn't she?
I'm gonna
Elsie.
take my little one.
Packing.
Yep, so do you have your weapons drawn and prepared?
I'm gonna take it out of my garter and I'm going to load it and get it ready.
So we're just fast forward time to getting, let's say, 5 minutes before midnight. The house, very quiet, very eerie at the same time, even though you have your lanterns active. There's just a feel of uneasiness, not only in the house, but within yourselves and within your souls. You're here to finish up or complete the dying wish of Rupert Merriweather. As it's getting closer to midnight, Blake, you're watching to let everybody know when it's time. As your big hand ticks over to midnight exactly, what do you do?
Here we go, and I start drawing have the piece of paper in hand with down in front of me with the pentagram on it, the chant, the translation in my pocket.
Okay.
And start drawing.
Okay.
I won't start chanting until I finish the pentagram. So.
Okay.
I'll start chanting while he's doing it, just in case.
And I'll follow suit with.
Lenora, where are you going to be standing in this particular time?
Where I am on the map.
Where you are?
Yep.
Okay,
Standing
perfect.
right there.
And Lenora, you are ready.
I have
Put the-
babies locked and loaded and ready, and the silver powder ready
Okay.
to throw.
Okay. First of all, I will get Blake. Can you roll occult to see how accurate you draw the pentagram?
This could be bad. Oh yeah, that's a fail.
You can choose to re-roll.
Oh, actually, I have enough luck points to pass that.
Now, just keep in mind, spending your luck points as a reminder, that will, if you need to make a luck roll, it will be at your current luck.
Yep, that is quite
Status.
all right. I'd rather take that risk than have
All
a
right,
failure.
so the pentagram has been drawn successfully. Blake, as you were doing it, you were a little bit unsure in yourself, but you go back, like you take a moment, you close your eyes, you go back to some of the rituals that you would have done with your mother back in the day, and just hearing the sound of her voice calms you down enough to draw within yourself something that you haven't felt for a while, and it just naturally flows through you to draw the pentagram. The moment the pentagram is drawn, Elsie, can you either roll throw or dexterity to throw the powder into the fire?
The moment that pentagram's complete, Blake will stand, grab his cane sword, and place the ritual piece of paper down in front of him and start chanting with the rest of them.
Oh, yay. Woo.
Ooh, nice. Just.
So you watch Blake, and the moment he's finished the pentagram, you grab a small inch of the powder and throw it into the fire. The fire goes from the reds, the yellows, the oranges, and the flickers to a more green, crazy color, and the flames just briefly rise and then come back down. It's at that moment all your senses, and this is everybody, all your senses, the goosebumps, the hair on the back of your neck stands up. The house begins to come alive. The gramophone that you notice just starts playing. A very, very eerie tune. The shelves start to shake. You can hear the rattling as the items on the shelves are moving. The cutlery, the plates, you can just hear the ceramic grind. The utensils are shaking as well. You can just hear them dancing with a metallic dance. Lenora, you look at the closest window to you and you see more Well, you see shadows, but the shadows don't appear to be anything human, animal. Doesn't even look like it's the sway of a tree branch. You kind of see a tendril just dash past the window. And then you all smell it. A horrible smell creeping down just enters the room. It smells of rotten meat. You feel like you want to throw up, but you have all enough composure to handle it. However, Wilfred, Donald, and Blake, can you roll Constitution for me, please?
Constitution.
Should be CON on your...
Ooh.
Extreme
Damn.
success.
Damn, alright.
Second decent roll of the night.
So, Donald, the only one not to succeed. You kind of...
Is that alcohol that you had, Donald?
You kind of, with the stench, you kind of go... You kind of feel like you're dry reaching, which temporarily stops you from chanting. So can you just drop your hand for a moment? Wilfred and Blake, you have no problems. You just stand tall, continuing your chant. The next thing that you hear is a very, very soft gnawing coming above you. And then scratching. And then there's more scratching. And the scratching gets louder, and it's not just one thing scratching. It's multiple. Like there's more than one thing scratching above you. You're not quite sure what it is, but the scratching gets louder and louder the more that gets involved. From the smell, a thick, stinking goo oozes through the ceiling and starts dripping down through the walls. I want everybody to roll luck. Okay, so Blake and Lenora fail. The ooze drips down onto... Because Blake, you're concentrating on the ritual, you don't notice this, but the ooze just drips down onto your forearm. Lenora, with you focusing on what happened outside, the ooze just drops down onto your shoulder. You both feel a burning sensation from the ooze as it starts to eat away at the material of your clothing and starts to burn into your skin. You both take 2 points of damage. With that, Blake, can you roll another con check? Donald, if you want to at this point, you can join back in the chanting if you will.
That's a failure.
You fail your con check, you as the acid burns into you, it stops you from chanting.
If I see
So we now currently have Wilfred, the only one chanting.
if I see that, I'll start chanting with Wilfred. So
All right, so put your hand down for a moment, Blake.
And I'll endeavour to get rid of whatever it is. If
Okay.
I notice that Lenora's looks like she might be suffering the same thing, I'd move to her after
Okay.
washing mine off to help her as well.
Okay. Blake, once you have washed off the acid, you're more than welcome to join back in the group chanting.
Which I would do.
Okay. Once the acid is dropped, the house stops shaking for a moment. The scratching, obviously, with the house stopping shaking, is a little bit more audible than before. You start hearing hissing, scurrying. It's like there's something up in the attic running around, digging into the floorboards. Then there's the and you hear more grunts. You will fucking do me. I will get you all. You are useless. You will not survive the night.
Lenora, I decide to yell out, I think we will last longer than you will.
I want everybody to roll sanity check.
Blake failed.
fail.
Lenora's the only one that
Just
passed.
pass.
All right. Everybody that failed, roll a 1d.
Can I do a luck on that?
No.
You cannot
can't.
spend luck on sanity.
Oh, crap.
Slash roll what?
A 1d3.
1, 2, 3,
This is where dice tray comes in really handy.
2.
You lose 2 sanity points, Elsie.
2.
Blake lose 2 sanity points.
1.
1 for Trashy and 2 for Wilfred. This does not stop anyone chanting. It's just more that you hear all this going on and the voice in its shriek and the low guttural tone just sort of spooks you all for a moment. And this has all taken place within the space of a half an hour. We now move into phase 2. All of a sudden, things go quiet again, other than the continual scratching from above. Investigators, please, or those who want to, roll a listen roll.
No, I'll be concentrating on the chant.
Hard success.
No, I succeeded.
And I
The
succeeded as
extreme,
well.
Extreme success.
Okay. Those that passed, you hear a faint voice coming from outside. It's a female voice. And she calls, you hear her, help me! Help me! Is someone out in the house that can come out and help me, please?
I don't know where I am. I'm lost. Where am I?
Wait, did somebody hear that? I can hear someone yelling out, "Help me!"
Blake doesn't stop chanting, but he turns to look at Lenore and just shakes his head no.
I shake my head yes as I'm chanting.
I'm lost. Where am I? Does anybody
Did
know?
we shut the doors though? Nope.
We didn't say we did.
Okay, well.
Lenora runs to the front door, slams it, drags over the TV table thing, blocks the door, and then runs to the back door, shuts that, and then runs back. And she's dead.
Entirely possible.
I just
think
got
there's
to
something
say,
we forgot.
about time.
All right, so you go to the front door, you go to lock it, but it's already locked because no one, when you arrived, you all entered through the back door, so the front door has remained locked all this time. You can still put the table across if you wish.
Yes, please.
Okay. With the light of your lantern, you see a figure crawling slowly through the high grass towards the house. You have enough time to close that back door. Since that was not locked or closed since you have arrived. While Lenora is going to close the back door, Elsie, I need you to roll your dex or throw roll again for the powder into the fire.
Okay.
Which will stop you from chanting.
Okay. I got a hard success.
Okay, no problem. As Lenora runs to the back door, you throw the powder in. Once again, the green flames rush up, illuminate the whole room for a brief moment. The whole room is bathed in green glow and then dies down to where another shriek is heard. Lenora, you successfully closed the back door. From the outside, please help me. I am hurt. Let me inside, please. I know it's safe in there. You can help me, right? Please?
I don't know where I am. I'm lost. Where am I? Does anybody
What?
know?
Can I request something, Keeper, to make a no roll if... Can I make a...
What?
To see if I feel that... Would it be psychology or something to see if that's... She sounds actually like she's sincere. I feel like Elsie would be torn, is what I'm saying.
Roll psychology.
I don't know where I am.
No.
I'm lost.
Can I roll wall to slap my niece so she doesn't do anything?
That is a
stupid?
fail.
As far as you can tell, it's a sincere call for help.
And did we all hear that, or just...
You all hear this, yes.
That could... I'm gonna stop chanting. So I'm gonna stop if I am.
Yeah, you already stopped chanting when you threw the powder into the fire.
That could be Maggie, Nora. She's
No, Elsie. Just no.
been missing.
No. Even if she is missing, it's too late. Just leave her. We've got to concentrate on this. if she is going to survive at all, she will have to do it on her own. And I know that sounds harsh, and I know with everything you've been through, you want to save her, but you can't.
Okay.
Just for context, if Elsie looks like she goes for the door, Blake will stop chanting and attempt to stop her.
All right.
Baby's locked and loaded. Just remember that,
That
Elsie.
me? Fuck.
Well, that's a bit rough.
Family, I tell you.
So what do you do, Elsie?
Elsie will not open the door, but she will go and move between the fire and the window and the door, like,
Okay.
because she's fighting her concern.
Okay. All right.
Thinking about Red Jake and that.
Mm-hmm.
Elsie, please come and stand beside me. I cannot protect you and everyone else if you are over there.
I got protection.
I pick up Baby and move towards Elsie.
Okay. Our three chanters. Wilfred, you've been chanting non-stop for almost an hour now. Both Blake and Donald had a temporary lapse. Again, whoever is chanting, can you roll a con roll? Wilfred, yours is going to be at hard difficulty.
So is that just lowering the slider down to -1?
No. So when you still do your standard roll,
It'll just
Need a
it
hard
won't-
success.
so you need a hard success.
No worries.
Regular success for Blake.
I'm gonna stop chanting. I bet you.
Yep.
Ooh.
Ooh!
Yeah, that's a fumble. So yeah, I mean, your voice is starting to get a little bit hoarse, and it's kind of like you kind of coughing a little bit, and you need to stop to go like get a drink of water or something like that just to help
Yeah.
help with the throat. Donald, you're 95 as well. Yeah, you both are just struggling at the moment, just with everything going on, leaving Blake on his own to be chanting, which is at this stage all you guys need.
Oh, I think I'll still add in my chanting if I see two of them stop.
Yeah, you definitely notice Wilfred and Don. Well, at least Wilfred going for a glass of water. Donald's probably going to do the same.
Okay,
Yes,
so I
Blake.
can raise my hand in Skype, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
true.
I'd actually hold my hand up.
Yep, we can do that. Yep, if that's easier for everybody, we can do that. As long as I can.
You should be able to visibly see it on.
Yeah, I can
Skype.
see it on yours.
But I was enjoying Grim's hand movements.
I mean, we can still do that too. It doesn't matter.
I mean, if you want to do that, it's up to you.
I mean, if you still want to keep doing it for theatre of the mind's sake, knock yourselves out.
I'm getting too old for that shit.
So Wilfred and Donald, as you're pouring your drinks, you kind of notice sawdust falling, and you look up and you kind of see where all the scratching and the noises are coming from. You can see the sawdust coming from the ceiling.
Seems our friend upstairs irritated by our activities.
Just a little. Best to hurry up and take a drink, methinks.
You take your drinks. You feel a little bit better. You may even take a glass over for Blake and just put it down next to him. And then you're both free to rejoin in the chanting if you so wish.
Yeah, Wilfred definitely will get back to it.
And then all of a sudden you hear a ping, ping, ping.
I grab hold of Elsie's wrist tightly to make sure she doesn't run off somewhere.
Okay. The banging sound is coming from the front part of the house. Those who are looking at this window here, who may be looking at that window or turn their
Chat
direction?
can't see it though.
I am.
Yeah, because of the zone out.
I'm facing that window, so I mean, I'm standing by the other window, but facing that way, so I'd probably see it, maybe.
I'm looking at Elsie because I'm just grabbed her hand.
All right. So
I'd say Blake would have turned to that direction when the banging hit for sure.
Yep. You see.
I'm lost.
Let's see if I can.
Where am I? Does anybody know?
At the window,
Please.
this figure coming up on your screen.
Yep, that'd be a bit spooky.
I'm gonna stop chanting and probably scream. Definitely scream.
You see a middle-aged woman. Her face is streaked with blood. You can see that her chest has been opened up. Elsie, Blake, can you, at the sight of Maggie, can you roll a sanity check?
Oh, you passed.
All right. You only lose
Hard
one
success for me.
sanity point. This is the first time you've seen a corpse that is, well, standing up and moving around. You've only heard about these, Blake, in stories and tales from your mother and readings that you've done for your occult research for your journalism. You have heard similar stories told at the university, Elsie, but seeing one for the first time face to face, it's a shock to your system. It's a shock to your system. And then you hear another ping, ping. Again, this time coming from this window. Though, anyone turn the attention to that window?
Blake would just instinctively just the natural inquisitor in him with journalism and just obviously what he's seen at that window, he's just going to turn just out of instinct, I think.
I don't want to, but unfortunately I would look.
All right. So at this window, you all see Red Jake at the window. He's also had his chest cavity opened up similar to Maggie. You all deduce that Jake just didn't make it in time. That the shriek that you heard as Blake and Wilfred entered the house just before the shriek was first heard and that first tendril slashed across the door, it went hunting. Jake didn't get far enough away. So you have both Jake and Maggie banging away at the windows where you know some of those wardings are. At the same time, the scratching continues from above. You see a hole starting to appear in the roof. You kind of see some claws digging through, trying to make that hole bigger and bigger. So at this point we have had Elsie successfully thrown the powder into the fire. Blake, the only one to be able to continue the chant with Elsie jumping in with Wilfred and Donald.
With Elsie moving, would that mean I went with her? Because I'm holding her wrist, like she's moved on the map.
I would have wriggled out of probably.
I was holding on tight.
I would have punched you in the face. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, if that's what you guys want to do, hey.
Start fighting.
There's always rolls for this stuff.
Start fighting.
Before that, Lenora, can you roll sanity, please? Because you're seeing a zombie for the first time yourself.
She's a hard woman.
I'm fine.
Jesus.
You still lose 1 sanity.
I get the impression she's seen many dead bodies.
Yeah.
She may have seen many dead bodies, but she's
But
never
not
seen
walking.
a dead
Get him
body
up.
walking around.
There's no wall. I mean, really.
And for you, this is kind of, you know, you don't, you, as you were saying earlier, you don't believe in these sort of things. You're kind of seeing this for the first time, and this is really starting to question a lot of your beliefs. Like, is this real, or is this just fantasy? You just don't know. But what you do know is that you're seeing two bodies that you're assuming are dead because you can see a cavity where their hearts would have been. We're getting towards the end of the second half hour. So I'll leave it to my investigators. Would you like to continue on?
I'm good.
Or
Absolutely.
There's no turning back now.
let's take a couple of minutes break. And then when we all return, we'll see what happens next.
You help me, please.